This led to cave paintings. This led to the earliest musical instruments 40,000 years ago, awesome flutes found in caves in Europe. This led to sculpture. This led to all kinds of different creativity and innovation. So diet to technology to creativity. And so we have fabulous evidence of these wonderful cave paintings and this other artistic expression. So then we get to today. Then really the third big diet innovation, we were eating meat, we were cooking. We have tamed the planet in the name of our diet. So agriculture and domestication started somewhere around 10,000 years ago. We've turned from a species that kind of goes out and forages and feeds itself to a species that gets fed. There's some interesting statistics on this. So one of the ideas is that you guys have heard of Neanderthals, hopefully some of you. And Neanderthals lived alongside modern humans in Europe for almost 200,000 years. Now, we have no idea why they went extinct. We don't even know why things are going extinct today. But one of the ideas is that modern humans outcompeted them. Maybe we outcompeted them because our dietary breadth actually got bigger. Neanderthals were awesome hunters of big, scary, large animals. So they were really good at that. But modern humans started doing things like eating fish, eating shellfish, catching birds, eating tortoises, and other things that allowed us to kind of hedge our bets when maybe the ice sheets moved and the big Pleistocene animals went somewhere else. But we've done the opposite today. So there's an estimate, a rough estimate, maybe 15,000 species of mammals and birds on Earth. Less than 14 of these species provide 90% of the food that we eat. We're getting a heck of a lot more reliant on a heck of a lot fewer species. And there's about 10,000 edible plants on Earth, give or take. 3 species, corn, wheat, and rice, provide half of the food for the Earth, half of our calories. So is this a really good idea? And so I want to think about that. As our population increases, which is happening at an exponential rate like nothing we've ever seen before, we have these systems where we are so reliant on a few species. And I'll mention that the last 10, 12,000 years, when agriculture and domestication have been going on, that it's been a time of relative climate stability. Humans evolved in a time of major dramatic climate change. Historically, different, just in the last 200 years, obviously our climate's getting completely wacky and we have a lot to do with that. But given that agriculture and domestication happened during a time of relative climate stability, and now we're throwing a whole wrench of that system, what's going to happen in the future? We're relying on just a few types of food and a few species in order to basically feed the planet. So we have this fragile system that we are now sort of compromising. And it's interesting, one of the classic examples of modern human evolution has to do with human diet. So we domesticated cows and sheep and goats, maybe starting about 10,000 years ago. We're a weird mammal. We can digest milk and dairy. So that's really unusual for mammals. Usually after your babies are born and they're done weaning and you're done, you can't drink milk anymore. But the populations that domesticated cattle and anything that they get milk from, there was a really strong selective pressure to be able to digest milk. Because if that's one of the big things that you rely on to get a lot of your calories, so this lactase-producing enzyme was really strongly selected for just in the last 8 or 10,000 years. So it's a great example. Because we have settled down, because our population has increased so much, because we live in cities, they're fantastic vectors for diseases. Put a whole lot of people in a small place, and that's how disease transmission happens. So our evolutionary battles right now are with microbes. They have to do with health. They have to do with disease, and some of them have to do with diet. So yeah, I just want to end with just to kind of think about, how we went from really a minimal impact on our ecosystems and our environment to going from chickens to, lots of chickens being sold to all of the fantastic technological innovations we have today. Canned food, frozen food, microwaves, ovens, all the things that we use to process, to, Ziploc storage, things that we can make food last for a heck of a long time. So I hope I've convinced you that meat made us who we are. Meat drove a lot of technology. Meat drove a lot of innovation. Meat may have led to a lot of different changes in human evolutionary history. And I will just say, if you want to learn more, come downtown to the mall, to the Smithsonian, to the Natural History Museum, visit the Hall of Human Origins. You may meet other actual scientists there too. Most of us are not male and have gray hair, and I never ever wear a lab coat when I'm at the museum. Visit us online, and we are on Twitter and Facebook. Smithsonian's Human Origins Program. We're at Human Origins on Twitter. So follow us, and hopefully you'll learn more intriguing things. And I'll talk to everybody afterwards so that you can say you've met an actual scientist today. Cheers. Cheers to the audience. And thanks for everybody who's either, eating some chicken wings or not eating some chicken wings. I love you guys anyway.
Thank you. Give her one more round of applause, please. Dr. Briana Pobiner.